A medical expert recently said that listening to the Ron Van Dam Show can improve your IQ. Okay, her area of expertise is toe fungus, and she said it in a bar, drunk, to Ron. But still, a medical expert said so. You and your toe fungus are listening to the Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Ooh, that's special.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. I am the person to whom they refer to in the title. Happy Monday to you, as if that were a thing. I hope you have a wonderful day and that everything goes really, really well for you. And believe me, if you've got me hoping you have a wonderful Monday, you better be careful. Look, you know, in my world, if you get up and you brush your teeth and you eat some food and you walk around and you go back to bed, that was a good day. You know, I just realized I've got my shoes on backwards. Not that the left shoe is on the right foot and the right foot is on the left foot. It's that the toes are pointing toward the back. That's really putting your shoes on wrong. Now I'm going to have to walk backwards all day. Aren't you glad you didn't pay for this? Aren't you glad it's not a pay-per-listen kind of show? Oh my God, would you be pissed? Okay, that's enough. It's enough. That's enough. Thank you, Jason Shaw, background music. Thank you so much. Theme music, background music. John Shanahan, man, what a guy, man. Opening stuff, announcing, comedy bits. Ed O'Rourke, I have nothing to say to you. Nicole Reed, who books many of the interviews, is a British voice at the beginning of the program. She helps out every once in a while, not really often enough. These are people that make this show what it is. In other words, blame them. No, don't. Blame me. I'll take the hit. Welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. Thanks for joining me. This show is different than any other show you will listen to anywhere. And all you have to do is listen to the show to answer the question, oh, really? Why is that? You'll find out shortly. This show makes no sense whatsoever. Actually, I point out the things in life that make no sense. That's why I've been doing this show for so long. There's so much material. There's so much that makes no sense. As a matter of fact, very little does. But that's what life is, trying to make sense out of everything that happens around you. Of course, right now, things that are happening around us are not good. So this show becomes kind of, let's just take our minds off of things and just do a mindless show. And that's what I do. Thank you so much. Please keep your applause to yourselves until the end of the program. Thank you very much. Oh, my goodness, thank you. I'm sorry. Okay. One might say, Ron, you seem to have a lot of medical experts on the show by virtue of the opening announcement today. I do have a lot of medical experts on the program because I have a lot of questions for them. And the questions basically are, you're telling me what the problem is. You're not giving me too many solutions. That's the problem. That's the problem. Here are all the things that are going wrong. I can list them miles long. What are the solutions? I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. Here's the problem. Here's the problem exactly what it is, how bad it is. What should we do about it? I don't know. I have no idea. We're trying this, we're trying that. We're trying things, okay? We're trying things. We know there's a problem. We're trying it. Oh, boy, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, my friends. Sometimes I wish I was back in my mother's womb. Although it was a very confined space, as I recall. Yeah, the womb thing wasn't great. It really wasn't. I was nurtured by anything my mother ate or drank or something. That went into my system. I had no choice. The womb was very small, smaller than a New York City apartment. Yeah, smaller than a studio apartment was that womb. And I had a large womb. It was furnished. And then I remember the delivery. A lot of people can't remember that far back. I remember the delivery. I was delivered by Grubhub. Isn't that odd? I remember going down the birth canal. And you have to be careful, man. You gotta keep your hands inside the canal. Otherwise, they could get clipped. So I'm going through the birth canal, and it's a lovely day inside. I'm going through the birth canal, and then there's an opening, which I found later in life to be quite an interesting situation. So I'm spit out through the birth canal into this hospital room, and this very odd-looking doctor. I couldn't see his face. He had a mask on. I was delivered into his hands, and I remember a lot of people shouting and crying, and my mother screaming, "Put it back!" I remember that so distinctly. Put it back! I have a T-shirt that says that. And I remember that the doctor had a pair of salad tongs, and I thought, "This is great. I'm coming through the birth canal, and they've got a salad ready for me. No choice of dressing. I'm going to get whatever is on that salad. But I see these tongs coming at me, and I'm thinking, hey, watch out for the artichokes. I'm not into them." And they take the salad tongs and they put it on my head. And I thought, what do you think I am, a grape tomato? What the hell's going on here? Yeah, they grabbed me by the head with these salad tongs. As a result, I don't do salad bars. I'm a little apprehensive when it comes to that. Anyway, so there was the birth thing. And I remember seeing my father. He poked his head in just once. I mean, into the... They put me in a little plastic bassinet thing in a separate room with a lot of other babies. And that was when I realized I don't like being amongst people so much. My first experience, there were crying babies in this room. There were like 20 crying babies in this room. And it was just, at that point, it was like, this is not good. I don't like crying babies. And that's stuck with me the rest of my life. If I hear a crying baby in the next room or on an airplane, or most people go, "Oh, look, there's a crying baby." My response is, hey, I gotta get the hell out of here. Crying babies. That was my first trauma. And then I remember being wheeled into a hospital room where my mother was lying in bed. And she was lying there, and my first response, seeing my mother for the first time, was, "What happened to you? Why are you lying in a hospital room?" And then I realized it's because she just gave birth to me. And I remember them taking me and attaching my mouth to my mother's nipple, and I thought, well, this is odd. This is an odd thing to do. But she had some milk, so I went for it, baby. And then it's funny that later in life that men have... Am I making you feel uncomfortable? Am I making you feel uncomfortable by talking about this? Because if I am, okay. It's so interesting that later on in life that men have this obsession with women's breasts. Is it because... Seriously, think about it. Seriously, I'm not kidding you now. Seriously, is it because of that thing where you're a little baby and you suck on the mother's nips? Is that why? Do men who are breastfed have more of an affinity to women's breasts sexually than men that are bottle fed? Now, I was bottle fed, I think. I don't know. Back in the days when I was born, when they had castles and moats and dragons, I think most babies were bottle fed, so that doesn't explain anything. I do have an incredible sexual attraction to bottles of Coca-Cola. Yeah, most people are satisfied by drinking the cola. I'm satisfied by drinking it out of the bottle. Actually, that's not true. I don't drink soda. I don't. Gives me gas. Anyway, if gas prices are so high, I must be worth a fortune. Anyway, this is what you clicked on, or this is the radio station that you turned on. And I don't know. I just don't know. I'm in the process of writing a book. I came up with this resolve during the pandemic. Did you hear about the pandemic? Yeah, there was a virus going around. Came out of Wuntang, which I think is some kind of little town in China. Yeah, you didn't read about that? Oh, it affected the whole world. People were quarantined. They didn't go out. People were dying, dropping like flies at first. Not to make light of it, it was incredibly horrible. It shook the whole world. No one knew what to do about it at first. I'm surprised you didn't know about this. It was in all the papers. Anyway, during that period of time, as many of us had nothing to do whatsoever except for clean out our junk drawers in our homes, I made a resolve to do all these things, and I did none of them during those, I think it was 2 years almost. I'm surprised you didn't know about this. I had resolved at the beginning of the pandemia thing to write a book. I had written one book already about 15 years ago, almost 20 years ago. Oh, my God, I can't believe I'm that old. And it did well. It was fun. So I wanted to write another book. What a perfect time to write a book. 2 years later, nothing. No, I didn't even sit down. I didn't even sit down with a pen. Nothing. So I made the resolve again on New Year's. I made a New Year's resolution. I'm going to write that second book because I said I would, and I should do it. Made that resolve on January 1st or whatever it was, whenever that holiday is. I have no idea. I can't remember what day that is. I think it was January 1st. I think that's when the year begins. Am I right? Am I right about Bob? Am I right about that, Bob? Okay. There's no one here named Bob. Believe me. I would not do something like that. So I made the resolve, and now where are we, in March? Yeah, no book, no, nothing. I don't even know how to do it anymore. I've lost my, what do they call it, pizzazz? Is that a word, or is that like, they use that word in the circus, don't they? And now, here's some pizzazz. I think they use it in cooking. You should cook with pizzazz. I don't know what a pizzazz is. I don't think it's in the dictionary. Do they still print dictionaries? I don't think so. The whole world has changed. I don't know how old you are because I can't see you right now because my eyes are closed. But I'll tell you something. Whole world has changed. Everything that was before is not anymore. I went into Boston yesterday to see a concert at Symphony Hall, which was amazingly wonderful. It was good to get out again. I went to a restaurant, and this restaurant apparently was still working under the auspices of a pandemic, and there was a Rorschach kind of a picture sitting on the table in the restaurant. It looked like a Rorschach thing. I couldn't tell what it was. I think it was a baby sucking on a mother's breast. I couldn't tell. Or two pieces of cake kissing. I couldn't tell what it was. You know, it's that thing that you're supposed to scan with your smartphone. By the way, my phone, I found out, is not that smart. No, I did an IQ test on my phone. Not so smart. You hold up the phone to the squiggly, strange-looking picture with your camera phone thing. I don't even know what I'm talking about. And it says to see our menu, tap on your smartphone. I thought, what the hell's going on here? Now I got to read your menu off of my phone. I don't even know how to take a picture with the phone. I don't even know how to call somebody with the phone. Did you know you can make phone calls on your smartphone? Yeah, it still does that. I know. How archaic. It's the best thing about texting, about smartphones, is texting. Oh, that's so great. You don't have to talk to the person. You can just say what you want and go about your business. The only problem is they text you back. And in texting, there's no verbal inflections. I'm a very sarcastic person. Really, Ron? Couldn't tell. I am, really. I'm very sarcastic, and every once in a while, in basically everything I say, there's a hint of sarcasm. There's a hint of lime. There's a hint of salt in me. There's a hint of sarcasm in everything that I say. So texting turns my texting sarcasm into insults, I believe. In other words, it doesn't come out right because I have no inflection in a text. They're simply words, and half of them are spelled wrong. Because I have fingers that are a little fatter than yours, probably. Do you ever notice why women text so quickly? Because their fingers are skinnier. Men's fingers are a little chunkier. And we're hitting all the wrong letters on the phone. Because the phones are small, man. I'm living in a microcosm kind of world here with my communications. So I'm spelling the words wrong because I'm texting too fast to try to get the message out there quickly before you text me a second time, and I haven't even responded yet. It's like a race to respond. So my phone does autocorrect. But unfortunately, my phone doesn't like me because it's smart. It's smart. It's a smart thing to do. Phone doesn't like me, so it autocorrects my texts in order to create some type of horrible reaction. The words are all wrong, and it sounds like I'm insulting people, which I am really. it doesn't work for me. So the female server comes over. Are you supposed to call her a waitress? I really don't even know anymore. The female server comes over. Nice girl. She's doing the best she can with her life, quite obviously. Not succeeding very well, but doing the best she can. And I'm going to tip her well, not because the service is good or the food is good, just because I feel sorry for her. Yeah, she's just running her ass off. They didn't hire enough people. It's just I feel bad for her. I just, all of a sudden there's this empathy that for no reason whatsoever. So she comes over and I say, "Look, I don't know. I'm older than you are, little girl, and I don't want to read the menu on my phone. I can't. I mean, it's like Oh, do you have a hard copy menu? I don't know if you know what that is. It's where the food is printed out onto the piece of paper, and then there's some dots after it with the price. Do you have anything like that? It would make life so much easier for me. And by the way, that's the way things used to be before you were born. People like you would hand out these sheets of paper, sometimes in a nice plastic-coated book, and it would have all the food that you offer in this restaurant. And it would even describe a little bit what was in the dish, whether it had some pizzazz in it or not, or a hint of lime or salt. And then the dots would be after that little writing, and then there'd be the price. And there'd be, and then you had a drink menu with all the wonderful alcoholic beverages, where if you drank enough of them, you wouldn't care how bad the food was. It was a nice little system. You come over, you tell me your name, your age, your address, your phone number, your likes, your dislikes, you like the outdoors, walks on the beach, all that kind of stuff. And then you hand me this little booklet of the food that you offer in this restaurant, and then you walk away. I order the food, you go get it and bring it to me. I eat it, you take the plates away from me, and then you give me a little piece of paper that has how much I owe you, and I pay you, and then I leave. That's how this is going to go down, little girl, whether you like it or not. And the way that we can avoid this is if I got up, put my coat on, and never saw your sorry ass again. And I'm not going to text you, by the way. God. No Snapchatting. No Snapchats. None of those Instagram, Insta oatmeal, nothing like that going on here. Nothing. Every once in a while I'll get a phone call from someone I haven't spoken to in years. And as I'm listening to them talk, I'm saying to myself, I survived really well without talking to you. So why am I doing this now? Why am I catching up with you? Anytime you catch up with somebody, you haven't talked to them in years, so you're quote-unquote catching up with them, like they're so far ahead and you have to catch up. You start to notice something. You shouldn't be asking questions. Catching up with somebody sounds exciting. Oh my God, how have you been? Tell me everything that's happened. Oh, don't say that. Oh God, don't say that. Because they're going to answer you with a soliloquy that's longer than Shakespeare ever could pen. They will talk and talk and talk. Well, as long as you asked, Marcia's going to college now, and so she walked into the dorm room and she found her typewriter, and she said, "What's this? I don't know what a typewriter is." And then a boy came in. She had sex with him 50 times, and now she's pregnant with his child. 50 children she has already. It just goes on and on and on. And as they're explaining, and you're sitting there not saying anything because there's a monologue coming through the phone, you say to yourself, "Oh my God, things were pretty good when I wasn't talking to this person. I don't want to rekindle a relationship. There should not be any rekindling going on here. I don't want to rekindle." I didn't want to kindle to begin with. I don't want to rekindle now. Yeah, seriously, man. All right. Before we take off and go somewhere, every once in a while, people say to me, "Ron, can you do that horoscope segment? Because we can't do our lives without without knowing what's going to happen to us." And I say to them, "Sure, here it is."
Greetings, fellow planetary travelers. Kip Starchild here with your New England Broadcasting Horoscopescape for the month. Let's take a look and see what the stars have in store for you. Aquarius. The stars would like to apologize in advance for what's going to happen this month and to remind you that on some people, scars are quite becoming. Pisces. Avoid people named Philip this month, especially Phillips who ask if you'd like to see the machete collection they keep in their sub-basement. Aries. You'll spend some quality time at home this month thanks to not noticing the difference between a Hershey bar and a chocolate laxative. Remember to courtesy flush. Taurus. For some reason, true love and back alley flamenco dance lessons go hand in hand this month. Gemini. Your plans to become a professional wrestler take a turn for the worse this month when you realize that you and tights just don't mix. Although the mask works, so maybe keep the dream alive. Cancer. This is the month you finally discover how many tomatoes you can fit in your mouth at once. Unfortunately, it will be against your will. Leo. Do not accept pigs from strangers. It may seem like a good way to get free bacon, but it will only lead to a bad case of demonic possession. Virgo. A double espresso, a croissant, and a fake Lithuanian accent are all you need for success this month. Don't ask me how. Scorpio. This month, wear a cup. Everywhere. You never know. Sagittarius. You'll have a chance to drive a Zamboni this month. You will be drunk, and the police will be chasing you, and there's a good chance shots will be fired, but whee, a Zamboni! Capricorn. Take every fortune cookie you read this month very literally. It could save your life or the life of someone you love. Oh, ignore the lucky numbers, though. That's just made-up nonsense. I'm Kip Starchild, and that's your New England Broadcasting Horoscopescape for the month. Make good choices. Peace.
Make good choices. Something you should do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of time for today. Now, this is the beginning of a week. Let's all hold hands, sing Kumbaya, which, by the way, I cannot spell properly, and let's spiritually have a wonderful week. And I mean it, as much as I've meant anything. And that's not really very much. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I wish you peace. those women who are pregnant right now, I have a little piece of advice.
It was unbelievably painful. Shut